For real, though, what's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing important.
Koto, come on. We both know you're a terrible liar. I might have been born at night, but not last night. We've known each other for a while now, so I think I can pick up on these things enough.
Fine. Do you remember last week when I told you about the love letters I found in my locker?
Oh, right, your so-called secret admirer that won't take a hint. I thought you were just going to toss those stupid things out and quit thinking about it.
Yes, I know that's what we said, but lately I've been getting these rather strange text messages out of the blue. A lot of the language and mannerisms seem very similar to those letters.
What, does your father know? He's the friggin' chief of police, for crying out loud, so he should be able to do something.
Well, I don't want him to worry about something as trivial as this. I mean, he already has his hands full with that night nurse case, for one thing. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Trivial, but he's your father. Any good dad should know about this kind of stuff. Any good dad should actually give a damn about his kid.
Oh, Hallie, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, there's nothing to be sorry for.
You get what I'm saying, though, right? I know you're right. I really do. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. I haven't even told Mio about this because I don't want to frighten her.
You're not being a burden on anyone, Koto.
Oh, really? Then how do you explain my father becoming so hard on me lately? How do you explain him lashing out at me for asking him for silly little favors? Do you know, Hallie? Because if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them right now.
I take a few steps back from her. I've never seen her this upset before. She's also never yelled at me like that before. I'm left speechless. After seeing the look on my face, hers turns to the look of horror before tears well up in her eyes.
I'm so sorry, Hallie. I didn't mean to lash out at you. I'm no better than he is for taking out my frustrations on you. I know you're just trying to help, but...
Her voice cracks as she breaks down into stifled sobs. I cautiously approach her before setting a hand on her shoulder. Kotonoha. She looks up at me with glossy eyes soaked with tears. I'm shocked even further when she practically falls into me. Thrown off balance, we end up against the wall before sliding down to the floor. I know. It's okay if yelling at me makes you feel better, then just do it, okay?
No. Why would I do something like that? You don't deserve to be treated like that.
And you don't deserve to feel like you're a burden on anyone. I still think you should just tell your dad, but if you're not going to do that, I have to be really careful with my words here. Come on, don't screw this up. I'll always be here for you, Koto. I promise. If you ever need me, I'll do my best to be there for you. After all, you'll always be my dearest friend. I care about you, Koto. I was this close to confessing to her, but that moment was not a good time. Not when she was so emotionally vulnerable. I love Kotonoha. I would have never wanted to take advantage of her. Even then, I kind of doubt she'd have ever wanted to love confession from me. Ever. After a bit of time passed, she thankfully calms down a little. Are you feeling a little better?
Well, just a little bit.
We get up from the floor and Kotonoha wipes away her tears. I mean it, though. I want to always be there for you, Koto. Whenever you need me, I promise I'll be there for you and do whatever I can. What?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking to myself.
Really? Are we going to do this again?
I guess we're right back to where we started, aren't we?
We share a laugh as she makes her way to the door. Oh, no, don't think you're going to get away from me that easily. I chase right after her into the hallway.
Hey, listen.
What is it? I'm caught off guard as she wraps her arms around me. I'm a little hesitant to return the favor, but I end up doing so after recovering from the surprise hug. As she pulls away and I let go of her, she surprises me yet again with a kiss on the cheek.
Thank you, Hallie. I needed to hear that. I'll keep you in mind the next time something happens.
You promise?
I promise.
Just say the word and I'll knock that stalker's teeth out.
Oh, Hallie, why do you always joke around about using violence? I swear, I worry about you becoming some kind of delinquent sometimes.
You know I'm just joking around. I'm serious, though. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I want to look out for you.
Sometimes I wonder what I did to deserve somebody like you in my life. Well, enough of that. Let's be off so I can start on those cookies.
I give her a smile as we go on our way. Little did I know that would be the last time I ever got to see her. The very last time. Well, the last time I saw her alive. The last real time we spoke to each other. That night she called me about the stalker being outside her house and attempting to break in. She didn't want me calling the police, so like a damned idiot I honored her wishes. I rushed over there hoping to protect her, but I was too late. She was gone. Forever. She had taken her life out of fear. At least that's what the police said afterward. One strange thing about it all was how her phone was mysteriously missing. The one thing that might have led us to who was harassing her in the first place. Tell me, Koto. I kept my end of our promise. Why didn't you keep yours? I said I'd be willing to help you however I could. I wanted to be there for you. I loved you, Koto. You meant more to me than you'll ever know. So why? Why did you do this? Why? June 4th, 2019. It's morning now. Time for school. Time to relive the same June 4th that I've been reliving for however long it's been. One significant difference will be the lack of Amy to be all creepy and perverted around me. What is really going to seal the deal in this whole thing is if Natsuki manages to survive or not. I'm still not feeling great about what ended up happening, but if she manages to live another day, then it'll be worth it, right? If her life can continue on, everything I've done won't be for nothing, right? Well, here we are. I wonder if I'm going to have Joichiro greet me in his usual fashion today. As much as I like her, even I'm going to get bored of using Destiny's name around him eventually. I'm stopped in my tracks by a somewhat familiar tap on my shoulder. I turn around and catch a glimpse of bright orange.
Hallie, how are you holding up? Ah.
She lets out a small yelp as I throw my arms around her. I never thought I'd be so glad to see her again.
Hallie, what are you doing? People are staring at us.
Who cares? Let them look. I was so worried about you.
I'm fine though. Yuri told me everything. Yuri told you everything, right?
I let her go and take a few steps back.
Wow, Hallie, I never knew you could be so affectionate.
Yeah, Yuri told me everything. How'd you know? Did she call you or something last night?
Yeah, she was really concerned about you. She told me about Amy. She also told me that you met you-know-who after the fire broke out. That's kind of why I decided to come to school just a little bit later, actually. I was lucky I got out of there when I did.
No kidding. Here I thought that bastard really killed you, but it turned out to be a bold-faced lie.
I'm fine though, Hallie. You don't need to worry about me, okay? It's going to take a lot more to get rid of me like that.
Alright. Well then, tell me, have you seen any police looking for me or anything today?
No, why? Should they be?
I simply smiled back at her. No, I guess they shouldn't be. With that, I make my way to my locker. Thanks to that little hold-up, courtesy of Mio, it seems I don't have to see Joichiro's stupid face right now. I feel much better after seeing her again. She's safe. I feel so glad that I decided to have a bit of fun with a little experiment I never got to try. I walk into a familiar classroom. That's when I spot her. Hey, Aiko, you remember me? Unsurprisingly, she's looking at me a bit confused. Time to see if I can use my little knowledge of the future to my benefit. I used to sit behind you in Mr. Oikawa's class back in junior high. It seems like I've rung a few bells for her. So we get to see her? Okay, let's go in for the kill. I bet you and your friends still have that thing for him. Bingo. Her face lights up, albeit still a little confused.
Oh, hey there. It's been a while, hasn't it? You look good. How you been doing?
Can't complain. Well, it was nice seeing you.
Huh? Hey, wait! Didn't you want to talk more? Were you trying to ask me out? If you are, you're doing a really bad job at it. Get back over here!
I trot on my heel and walk out of that class. I know it won't do me any good now, but it's nice to know I can use seemingly useless information like that to my benefit. I probably could have asked her out, but then I finally remembered why her name sounded familiar to me. Aika Amaya has a reputation for being kind of dim and dating like 10 guys at the same time. She might be sort of cute and all, but yeah, no thanks. I'm not interested in shameless cheaters like her. And from that little exchange we had, she also sounds like a chipmunk whenever she gets excited. Last class for the day. It's a free period. School's relatively boring today, especially since I was coasting on autopilot most of the time. I had lunch with Mio and Yuri earlier today. I noticed they were both still wearing those rings from before, but I didn't really question it. Maybe they just like wearing them. I'm not sure, but whatever works for them. What's strange, though, is the fact I haven't seen Natsuki at all today. God, I hope I didn't screw this up. The teacher approaches the front of the class. He had an announcement to make. I looked behind me to be met with an empty desk. She's not there? Where is she? Why is she still... I'm startled by the sudden pounding, or sudden opening of a door.
Sorry I'm late!
My head darts to the back of the room. There, standing in the doorway, is Natsuki Sairenji, alive and well. The teacher gave her a stern glare as she takes her place near me. Despite some snickering from the rest of our classmates, Natsuki pays them no mind as the teacher clears his throat and asks for silence. Once everyone is quiet, his tone becomes very somber. No doubt he's got a certain announcement to make. I take a quick glance behind me, noting the sad look on Natsuki's face. I already have a feeling what he's going to say, but I sit through it. Sometime between last night and this morning, Amy Shida was found dead in her home. The teacher wouldn't state the cause of her death, even noting how the authorities were still determining what went on. Knowing how they work, I knew it'd be hopeless, especially since I already knew exactly what went on. After that, he told us to use the free period however we saw fit, and everyone went off to do their own thing. I looked down at my hands and thought back to last night. This whole thing seems so surreal. I'm not even sure how to...
Hey!
I look up and my vision is met with a lot of pastel pink. I still couldn't believe what I was seeing. Natsuki really didn't die last night. She was saved. Amy's sacrifice really did the trick. Hey?
Look, I know yesterday was kind of weird between us, alright? I don't even know why I asked you that stupid question. It's like you were just the first random person I saw, and I felt like I had to just say something, and I didn't care who I said it to.
Yeah, I can get that. Yeah, kind of. I know the real reason why, but I'm not going to force her to say anything she's not comfortable saying. What matters now is that she is alive and well, after all. Now what? I'm not sure what to do next. While I am a stranger, that probably doesn't matter to her. She did just lose someone important to her. Everyone seems wrapped up in their own little things to even offer some amount of sympathy to her. Tja. As much as I hate thinking about him, I can't help but think about some words my old man said to me once after my grandmother died. No matter what goes on in your life, no matter what happens to you or anyone else, the world will go on, with or without you. Well, looks like you were right about something. I hate to admit it, but it looks like these guys are the living example of his words. I hate it when he's right. Well, I'm probably the last person to do this, but I feel like I have to at least do something for her. So, how are you doing?
Huh?
You and Amy were friends, right? Her eyes dart down to the floor, and her expression becomes wrought with melancholy. Sorry about that. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just being an idiot, so just ignore me.
I don't get it.
Hmm?
About Amy, I mean. It just came out of nowhere. She seemed completely okay yesterday, and there wasn't anything bad going on in her life. At least nothing I knew about. She was just fine, so why would she do this?
I see. This is all starting to feel kind of familiar now. The only difference here is that a year ago I was there where Natsuki was, just pouring my heart out to Mio. It seems like Natsuki catches me drifting off into my own thoughts.
Oh, that's right, Kotonoha.
Did you know her?
Well, kind of. I know that both of you are pretty good friends from the way she would talk about you sometimes.
That's when I thought back to Natsuki's diary. She said Kotonoha felt like the sister that she never had, right? Yuri also said they knew each other well enough, but honestly, I should probably tread carefully with this information. Unlike Aiko, I don't think Natsuki has the IQ of a peanut, and she'll know something's up if I'm not careful. Yeah, something like that. What did she say about me?
Not much, really. Just that you were a guy she met back in junior high and how the both of you became unlikely friends. She also told me you were socially inept at times.
What the... Hey!
Her words, not mine.
Tja. Yeah, that does sound like something she'd say about me. Still, though, the fact she'd go around saying this to just about anyone...
Hey, well, I wasn't just anyone to her, you know.
Huh. Seems like you more than just kind of knew her then.
Alright, you got me, okay? It gets difficult talking about her sometimes. And now with what happened to Amy...
Okay, I didn't mean to be an ass to you. It gets difficult for me, too, just thinking about her. That's why I thought I'd ask to see how you were feeling about Amy.
Well, looks like she was right about you being the sentimental type. Well, if I'm being honest, I'm still just trying to process the whole thing. I haven't even felt like crying or anything about it at all. That doesn't make me a bad friend or anything, does it?
No, not at all. I was kind of the same way when my grandmother died way back in the day. It honestly didn't hit me until a few days after her funeral. Let me tell you, when it hit me, it felt like a goddamn truck of emotions. Everybody's different with how they handle things.
Huh. I guess I hadn't thought of it that way. Well, thanks for the talk, Hallie. And sorry for dragging you into my little mess with that random question.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, thinking about it now, I know it was kind of random of me to do. I wasn't sure if I just made you think I was weird or scared you off.
For a moment there, it almost felt like she might have. No, it can't be. There's no way she'd be aware of the time loop from before. Unless you're carrying xenothioid on you, then your memories got reset. Well, it did kind of weird me out, not going to lie, but it's not the worst thing anyone's randomly walked up to me and said.
Oh, really? What's more random than someone asking you if they'd be better off dead?
More random than, rather, not then. How about, hey, it's the immature jerk, what up? What started out as me just trying to give her my sympathies turned into the most random conversation I've ever had. If I'm being honest, I kind of needed this. I don't think I've felt like this in the longest time. Not since Pt.9, huh? Soon enough the bell rings and the horde of wild animals I call our classmates are rushing out the door. Mio gave me a polite smile as she stayed back before leaving the room.
Damn, is it really time to go home already?
Apparently so. As I sling my bag over my shoulder, I feel a tug on my sleeve. I turn to look at a somewhat nervous Natsuki. You okay there?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if... Would you...
It looks like she's struggling to find the right words. Huh, you say I'm the socially inept one, Koto. Well, given what she's been through, I can't blame Natsuki. For her, I guess I'm willing to take the hit to my pride. Can I see you around?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Don't let it get to your head or anything, okay?
Yeah, I hear you. And with that, I begin walking out the door. I stop in my tracks when I glance at the clock. The ritual! But nothing is happening. It's already around the time I performed it, right? My arms aren't slamming together and I'm still conscious. Does that mean I did it? I did it!